Hey everyone, Elise here from TGG Gaming at the Minneapolis Regional. Who are you and how do you do today?
Hey, I'm Ryan Krueger. I was playing Floowandereeze and I got 8th place today. So.
Nice. Any shoutouts or anything you want to say before we get into the deck profile?
Yep, so I made a list just in case. First shout out goes to my wife because she drove me here and she deals with all my Yu-Gi-Oh! Obsession shenanigans, even though she hates the game. Second one's to my cousin Tristan, who got me into the game when I was like 4 years old. He handed me a green gadget and was like, here you go. I guess shout out to my 2 friends, Mike and Josh. They helped me playtest a lot. And then I have a shout out for my friend Jacob. He let me borrow Pot of Prosperity because the card's freaking expensive. And a shout out to my friend Alston, who let me borrow Underworld Goddess of the Closed World.
Alright. You can just head straight in then.
Yep. So, bird lineups, mostly standard. I've got 3 Robin, 3 Eagle, and then 1 Stree, 1 Token. I know some people play more than 1 Stree. I don't think it's necessary. Once you get the single 1 into rotation, it's more than enough. I decided to main deck Barrier Statue and DD Crow. After turn 1, DD Crow is a really nice target and it hits a lot of decks. Branded in red requires the target to come back to hand. Sword Soul if they don't have enough things in graveyard to banish, including the Tenyis. So I think it's really good. Also saw Eldritch today, so banishing the Golden Lords as well.
Of course.
There's a lot of things people don't agree with. I play the Samord cards. I really like the Samord cards. A lot of people don't. I don't know why. I have a couple reasons for it. The main reason is it's just another way to out hand traps, but it's really good chain blocking going second. So the card's equally as good going first and going second. The amount of times that I chain blocked a Baron today was like, I don't know, too good. And also the field spell, it gives you an extra 300 attack, so your Barrier Statue can't be run over as easily. An extra normal. I think it's really good. I think it's kind of slept on. If we get into another format where more win negation is viable, then it'll probably be more optimal.
All right.
I play 4 Tribute Summons, 2 M-Pen, 1 Riser, 1 Avian. I think 4 is the right number. Some people play 3. I disagree. I like having 2 M-Pen. It's fun, it's really good. And I actually don't mind opening a Tribute Summon, especially going second, because Unexplored Winds is a good card, and you only need 1 bird and a big bird, Unexplored Winds, to tribute over your opponent's stuff. So, and also, I tend to go into Avian more than Ryza. I don't know, I feel people lean on Ryza too heavily, so. For the spells, I've got 3 Map, 3 Advent, 2 Winds, and 1 Dreaming Town. The 2 Winds is another option that people might disagree with. They'll say it's bricky, it's just not good enough, but every time I open this card and activate it, my opponent poops their pants. They just don't like this card. And it's really good going second, like I said before, with a big bird and a little bird. It lets you really clear board state. Every time I see this card, I am extremely happy, and I think I've won every single game that I opened this card, so the more I see it, the happier I am. Next we got some more consistency. We've got 3 Pot of Prosperity and 3 Duality. The deck can definitely work with Extrav, but Extrav relies on luck and prosperity. You do not need luck, it's just a searcher. I really like it. And then, no, I did not forget, I play 3D Shifter, of course. Cards nuts, yes.
Weird.
I actually only resolved it 2 times today. Once against the Dino player, then once against the Adagnister player, who still destroyed my ass.
Oops.
Then we got 3 Book of Moon and 1 Called By. So this is part of your anti-hand trap stuff. Today's format, a lot of people are saying you need 2 hand traps if you want to stop a popular deck, so my goal was to play as many cards that prevented you from being hand trapped as possible. So all of these cards stop hand traps. Let me see if I had any more. No. Yeah, so I wanted to be able to open at least any combination of 2 of these cards. Most optimally will probably be Map and Advent, but there's still, all of these cards are great, and they help get out around hand traps, so I think it's a really good option, and optimal to play that number. It's part of the main reason I play the Swords. Yeah. Into the extra deck, almost never comes up, but it did win me a game today. I have 1 Fuko, Promenade, Nightingale, Downard, Zeus. These are the cards that I think I go into most in the extra deck, which is not often, to be fair. But this is another way to get around Zombie World without making Zeus. Otherwise, I like to make Zeus. It's cool. I don't know. It's fun.
A little bit.
It did win me a game today. The guy made Zombie World, and I opened Dark Ruler too, to be fair. But so I Dark Rulered, summoned 2 birds. You have to do it specifically if you open map and 2 birds. So because if you activate their effects, then you can't special summon. So you have to be really careful how you sequence it. But then just go into Thrush, Downerd, Zeus, whichever ones you feel comfortable with. It won me a game. I think this has to be played at least in every bird deck. Also another reason to not play Extrav, because if you banish one of these, it feels bad. Less optimal, but they still come up. I play a Gustav Max, Dreadnought, Baguska, Anima, and Underworld Goddess. Baguska specifically because if you brick on 2 Simorgs, they're both level 4. You can summon them off of each other without blocking yourself out of anything. So you could just overlay into Baguska. I don't know. I've done it once. Not today, but... and then Gustav Max, both of M-Pens are level 10. So if you make one on your turn and your opponent's turn, when it comes back around turn 3, if you feel cocky enough to make a Gustav Max burn and then a Dreadnought, I mean, sure, go for it, I guess. Anima comes up a lot for me for some reason. Everyone that I fight puts their Griffin Rider in the zone directly in front of the extra monster zone. I do not know why, but people just have a magnet and they put it there so you could just, meh, it's mine. I don't know, it comes up. Underworld Goddess I didn't get to use, but it's your only way to out unaffected monsters, really, if they let you get that far.
Fair.
And then the rest is just stuff in case Dogmatica and Maximus gets you, so Shurig, Nova, Mechaba, Natis, totally awesome. I play totally awesome because if you use Book of Moon on your birds, especially Rabina, they go to the grave, which is not optimal. And to be fair, this never comes up. No one's ever going to Maximus you. But if it does, Totally Awesome will let you add any water back to hand, so you can add the Rabina back to your hand. Doesn't really come up, but if it does, these are optimal targets. Search, kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah, might as well have it if you have the space.
Yeah, and it's not hurting anyone. These are like some of the first cards that I banish off of Prosperity. Unless I know I'm in that matchup, which doesn't happen very often.
Right.
Next we got the side deck. So I've got 1 Dark Simorg. It did come up my last round against Eldritch. Another reason why I really like playing Unexplored Winds, it's really good against back row decks. So when I played the Eldritch player, he sets 1 card. In response to that, you can chain the Dreaming Town. Go through your whole line. If you have Unexplored Wings, you can tribute over whatever they set for the Dark Simorg, and then they kind of just scoop. I mean, yeah, they can activate Eldritch effect, but I don't know. It doesn't happen as much as you would think. They don't want to open the Eldritch. It doesn't happen that much. Next, I got 3 Dark Ruler, kind of mandatory. Feather Duster, 2 Twin. I opted to play Twin Twister over Cyclone because a lot of people are going to be siding in Lancia against you. Well, against me, I guess. And I want to be able to resolve my back row hate. Spicy version of mine is I play 3 Blizzard. I really don't like fighting back row and spell hate. I originally put this in because Prank Kids was super popular, so it's a way to get rid of the Pandemonium, at least for a turn. And it still works. It's basically you have 6 outs for Zombie World for a turn, so once you start get going, you can kind of keep the ball rolling. And it's good against Branded and Red as well, their field spell. Whenever Despia tries to do anything, you can just Blizzard. And then for the traps in the side, I've got the 3 Featherstorm, mandatory. I wasn't playing it originally, and then I lost a mirror to it. That was a while ago. I've learned my lesson. So yes, the card's very good. I play 1 red reboot. Specifically, a lot of decks play 1 of traps. Flunder in the mirror, they play the 1 of trap. People play Imperm. Blackout's really good. Eldritch matchups, like the card's pretty good. And then the last card on the side is I play Scary Sea, the Flunder counter trap. It is a turn skip. I don't know. It's like, usually if I'm going first, I'll try to side in at least these 4. And post game 1, if people are playing Nibiru, they're going to side it out for you, so you can try to summon M-Pen more than once in a turn. And none of his effects are once per turn, so if you can set up the Dreaming Town and the Scary Sea or the Winds, like, this card is an auto win. Against Sword Soul in like my 3rd round, they activated Ashina, and then they sent it away to summon the Monk. You flip this, it shuffles the Monk back in, and they just have to skip their turn, right? Or they'll scoop. So I think this card's underrated. It's searchable. It's really good. Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Anything else you want to say before we end out the deck profile?
Well, this was my first ever regional. And
oh, let's
go!
So
I feel really good. I've been trying to practice Thunder for a couple weeks now. I've been playing it since before it even had Advent. Feels good. But I'm really glad. Had my lucky buddy Torchic by me the whole way. And yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, well, thank you for the deck profile. Hopefully you see more from you soon. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye, everybody.